It's your boy Puertorock77, your only friend in these YouTube streets, and I'm here finally with my long-awaited Red Dead Redemption 2 review, and we're gonna get right to it. All right, just a couple of notes. It's not gonna be. It's just gonna go straight into the positives and negatives, points to the game, and my overall afterthought or my overall view of Rockstar as a developer. Right? I'm not gonna go talk about the story or provide spoilers about the story. There's plenty of outlets. There's walkthroughs, there's playthroughs, there's other video reviews that goes into detail about that stuff. You know, so I'm not gonna cover how it ties into Red Dead Redemption. It's not gonna be a retelling of the game. There's plenty of outlets that have done that. There's walkthroughs, there's playthroughs. Hell, some of you's already played it. Okay. It's just going to cover the positives, the positive aspects of the game, the negative aspects of the game, and then again, my overall view of Rockstar. Just so that you know, yes, I do own the game, and yes, I beat Red Dead Redemption 2. So I completed the game to include the 2 epilogue chapters of the end of John Marston. This review does not cover the online aspect of Red Dead Redemption 2. I have no interest on the online aspect of Red Dead Redemption 2. So there is nothing here in the review of the positive and negatives pertain directly to the online portion. It is strictly the single player portion, but I will touch on something involving the online portion, all right? So just to head straight to it. So I completed Red Dead Redemption 2, right? And I'm just gonna break down the positive and negatives, and this will help formulate on my view of the game. First, the positive, right? You always want to start out on a positive note of any product that you review, right? The positive, it is by far a technical masterpiece. I don't know the right word, astonished, amazed, any superlative word that is just amazing how big and how clean the world is. Yes, you'll probably find videos of little glitches here and there. I didn't run through much glitches. Yes, of course, I had a few. Thank God none of them were game-breaking. But the world overall is huge. It is a technical masterpiece in terms of the actual design of the world. It's much alive. NPCs, non-playable characters, interact on their own. They just doing stuff. They just do. You could walk by and you hear people fighting. You hear people about to go into a gunfight. It's just lively stuff that just goes around. It's just a world that's just alive and interactive. And Rockstar is by far the master of creating those type of worlds. It is a technical masterpiece. And I played this on the base PS4, the vanilla PlayStation 4, as you can see right there, right? Not on the Pro. So I can only imagine how this game looks on the Pro, and especially the Xbox One X, the most powerful console, right? Rockstar, technical masters of the open world. Beautiful world is in terms of it's just a huge world that runs well, is alive, rich environments, and it's just surprising how much they could get on these platforms, on these consoles from 2013, right? This is a great template for designing open world technical design. Being able to create characters that fill the world, that makes it alive. And Rockstar, by far, are the masters of that. And I don't think anyone come close to trumping them in that area. They just know how to design on a technical level open world, right? And I think they just keep getting better and better. Because I thought when I remember playing Grand Theft Auto 5, the way they designed, California, and you got 3 characters you could change it out, I thought that was amazing. And now to me, they just stepped it up. So they just get better and better designing technical worlds, right? Another positive is the story. It is a great story. I'm not going to go into detail, but it is a good story. The character Arthur Morgan is a great character. He is a great character. For some reason, I'm still partial to John Marston. I don't know. I did enjoy Red Dead Redemption 1, and I love the character John Marston, but it was just so long, I can't, off the top of my head, pinpoint why I prefer John Marston. But Arthur Morgan is a great character. The story is a great story overall. So it's a great storytelling, great voice acting. All the characters, voice actors did a phenomenal job portraying their characters. So overall, it is a great story. So great story, great technical masterpiece in designing this world. Right? The pace of the story is 50-50. Since this is the positive side of my review, I'm gonna say the pacing of the story, just like how they group the stories, certain missions where you ride out as a gang, it gives you this classic, Western feel, like the tension that something's gonna go down, you're all riding together. They know how to manipulate those scenes and make it seem tense and all that stuff. So they do, I guess maybe you might want to call that cinematography. Maybe that's what I'm talking about. But they know how to really build tension when stuff is about to go down, right? So Rockstar has that on lock. Phenomenal job on those aspects, and those are templates for other people to use. There's just no doubt about it. Those are the templates from here on out, right? By far in those areas, right? Now for the negatives, and this is where my problem lies, where they mastered the technical aspects and created templates for future developers to use, because these are templates. They failed at the basics of templates that's been around for decades, which blows my mind on how far they relegated. All right, we're gonna start with the most important template, and I'm gonna show you two examples. The most important template they screwed up. Controls. This is the heart. This is what we do as gamers. This is a controller. Some of you buy $150 Elite controllers. Some of you buy $300 Scuff controllers. And I'm looking at this game for one. If you guys are going to invest that much, if we have conversations of this controller is better than this controller because your hands are big and all this other combo, or people prefer this controller, me personally, because it's asymmetric versus offset, we argue about controllers and pay big money for great controls, paddle wheels and all this stuff, paddle shifters and all this nonsense. Yet we allow a game to be created with terrible controls. The controls are terrible. They're just trash. And I went online, I went to YouTube videos, and even the YouTube videos, they even tell you at best, this makes it a little bit more bearable. All of them. None of the videos that tell you how to change the settings will tell you, oh, you do these settings, and now you got fantastic controls. You just have to make sure you have the right settings, and you'll have a great experience. None. They all tell you these settings could possibly make it more bearable. More bearable. 2018, and we're dealing with a game in terms of controls, and we're going to accept bearable, because that's really what the game is with these controls. It's pretty much, you're just going to have to deal with it if you want to play and beat this game. You're just going to have to deal with the controls. You just suck it up. And every player that I even had conversations and conversations with that love Red Dead, none of them says, man, damn, Puertorock, the controls are awesome. None of them. They all relegate to the same final point. Well, it was fine for me. I mean, I was able to play it. Nobody argues the controls are great, because they're not. The death zones are terrible. The reactions is terrible. And some people be like, well, it's kind of trying to take the authentic feel. I'm sorry, but the authentic feel of controlling a human, we don't use joysticks to control our bodies or ourselves. All right? We have split quick time reaction with our own hands. It's still a game, people. It's still a game. All right? And the controls are just abysmal. And we let Rockstar get away with it. Rockstar's getting away with it. And if Rockstar could get away with it, are we not sending a bad message to the industry? Are we not telling the industry, as long as you focus on amazing technical design, you can have shit controls and we'll be okay with it? That's really what y'all want? Y'all really want that? Y'all want Gears of War 5 to be a technical masterpiece, but shit controls? You would take that? You would accept that? If they made Gears of War 5 the new template of technical third-person shooter design, but the controls are garbage like Red Dead, you guys would take that? If Halo was like that, you would take that? If Uncharted and The Last of Us was like that, you would be good? Just as long as the technical side is masterpiece level, we'll deal with shit controls? No, we won't. Those games will get hammered if the controls were that bad. That pissed me off more than anything else, how terrible. And which is why mostly you have to play the game auto-locking gameplay, where you stay in crouch, then you uncrouch, and as long as you keep the cursor somewhere in the vicinity, it will automatically lock onto the player. And that wasn't fun, which leads to my next negative point. Challenge. There's no challenge to the game at all, on any level. On any level is this game challenging. All the missions are easy. If I failed the mission, it was one of two things. One, some missions relied on the horse. You had to chase somebody. And for some reason, some weird stuff would happen where the horse would purposely run into a rock, or it would just shift to a rock and get stuck, and then the horse died and my mission over. It was weird. Or the non-playable characters, they would just do weird stuff and they would get killed. And then the mission's over because the non-playable character get killed. So then I had to adapt to their stupidity to pass the mission. None of the missions, I died because I couldn't fight my way out of it. Or it was challenging to fight my way out of it. None of it was that challenging. It was none. None of it was a shootout that was intense and I had to, really get my control on and focus and use pinpoint precision. And some of the game I fell asleep on it. But that's a different point. So challenging, there's no challenge to the game. And because there's no challenge to the game, this leads to my next point. The side quests are garbage. I'm going to tell you why the side quests are garbage. A lot of side quests, like hunting and all that stuff, you do that stuff so you could gain pelts and materials and all this stuff to build trinkets that will give you stat boosts to your character. A lot of the stuff, you'll get stat boosts to your character, and they will give you, better, attributes to make the game easier. You know what I'm saying? So you get 10% health, 20%, that eye, all this stuff that makes your character better. But the thing is, the game's easy already. The game is dead easy. It's really, really easy. So do you need more stat attributes? Do you need more stat boots to a game that's already Gerber gaming? I call this Gerber gaming now. That's my new game. This is Gerber gaming. Literally, there's no challenge. It's for Gerber. It's Gerber. It's toddler gaming. You don't need stat boosts. And if I don't need stat boosts, then why would I be doing all this hunting and stuff? What do I get out of it? Other than maybe a trophy, or achievement on Xbox, whatever. Okay, I can see that. But other than that, why are you hunting stuff? And then formulating, crafting these pelts and trinkets and all that. To do what? The game's easy. You don't need it at all on any level. You're already pretty much a god. You can't be killed. It's real easy. Unless something stupid happens, you're not going to lose. Another negative point, the excessive horse traveling. It's just, my God, there's just, the layout and the design missions is terrible. Right now I'm playing Assassin's Creed Syndicate. I'm trying to catch up to some backlogs, right? Assassin's Creed, huge open world, right? Big. Maybe not as big as Red Dead 2, maybe just about. It's huge. But in Assassin's Creed 2, all your landmarks, where you're going to be like, that, where you synchronize, those are fast travel points. So I could go all throughout England, whatever, and fast travel to a mission, and the mission's usually maybe 100 to 150 meters away from the fast travel. You get there very quickly, right? So you just knocking out missions quickly, right? Because of the fast travel. Red Dead's not like that. Red Dead, you riding that horse. You're going to get some horse time in that game. There's a lot of horse riding. Now, Red Dead has fast travel, but it's poorly designed. One fast travel, when you get to the camps, you have to unlock it. So you probably don't get that till chapter 3 or whatever. So you have to wait a while. And that's just a one-way thing, meaning when you're in a camp, yeah, you could fast travel to a city, right? And then when you get to the city, you do the mission. The mission is going to take you all the way out to bumfuck in the middle of the woods. So now you have to ride your horse out there, right? Do your mission, and that's it. You got to ride your horse back. Because if you want to fast travel, the only other options to fast travel is the stagecoach or the train, but you still have to ride to the nearest city, and the mission still takes you out of their way. So either way, you're going to get this horse time. You're going to get this work on that horse. You're going to get this work, which is ridiculous, and it takes forever. The key points where you know you have to travel a lot is the game has a cinematic mode where you ride your horse, you plot where you need to go, right? And then you hold down on PlayStation. I don't know what you do on Xbox, but you hold this down, and it turns into cinematic mode. At this point, you just do this. You just hold X, and the game plays itself. And the horse rises unto your destination. And you sit there and wait until the horse gets there. Literally. You know how many times I did this? Literally. Imagine playing a game and you just do this. A lot of times, if there was one game I was on my phone the most, it was this game. I always have my phone next to me. Because as soon as I go cinematic mode to go on a mission, I'm doing this, trolling and talking shit. Did I look at the screen? Nope, not there yet. Yep, not there yet. Oh, J-Dub doing his bullshit again. Nope, not there yet. All the time I was doing that. All the time. I was Instagram, Twitter, YouTube videos, watching podcasts while playing Red Dead. That's how much horse riding there is. Watching the multiplayer podcasts and stuff. It's crazy. There was so much. It's just the layout. It could have benefited from the Assassin's Creed layout where you could get to more points and it will only take you quickly to get there. Right? And I know a lot of big thing about the horse riding is, well, that's how you experience the world. But again, a lot of side quests are useless because I don't need to do it because the game's easy. And then some of the stuff, it gets old. Like, how many times am I going to be like, hey, mister, hey, my horse died. You mind, taking me to a city that's on the other side of the map, even though you're going on this way? No, I'm not taking you there. I've done enough horse riding. Stop. I'm tired. And then some of the missions are dumb. Like that photographer. Help me take pictures of alligators. Why? I don't want to do this. Especially you are in locations that are out of my way also. It's getting ridiculous. Like, it's just the mission layout is terrible in this game. All right? Those combination of issues made the game extremely boring for me. I fell asleep, and that's not even trolling. There were times I just fell asleep. And I'm just like, it got so bad that I didn't play the game that's why it took me so long to beat. I beat it in December. It took me so long to beat because I stopped playing the game during the week. I mostly played the game on the weekends. Because during the week, I wake up, I work all day, then I come home, depending, if my wife, is doing stuff, whatever. If I have time to game, Red Dead would not be the game I would be playing because it puts me to sleep. I'm already exhausted from work. That's just like drinking NyQuil. It's like taking a sleep aid with them. I couldn't do it. I needed to play it on a day where I refresh, woke up, not working, maybe go to the gym, do stuff with my wife. But I have more energy and I'm like, yeah. And I could put it in Red Dead. I could not play Red Dead on a weekday after work. That was not happening. I wasn't getting nowhere. I was falling asleep every time. And that's my problem. And that's overall, to me, the game was boring. The lack of challenge, the aggressive amount of horse riding, the bad controls just led to a bad experience for me. Technical design is beautiful, but that's about it. The story is beautiful, but trying to engage and actually do stuff fell short. All right, and those are my negatives about the game. All right, but this will lead me to my last part where I tie everything in. I personally think we're losing Rockstar to the games as a service. We're losing them as a developer. I know when Red Dead first came out, getting high Metacritic, Everybody's championing single player versus multiplayer. God of War, Spider-Man, Red Dead, all those games. We're grouping up versus the multiplayer, games as a service. Fortnite, Warframe, Destiny, I honestly think we're losing Rockstar to the multiplayer side. All right? And the reason why I feel this way, the technical design of the game, they got on point, which coincidentally is what they need for the online multiplayer. The technical design, the landscape, the world itself, that needs to be on point because that's what the multiplayer will ride on. Everything else, the single player that impacts single player, that doesn't mean much for the online multiplayer portion. So what you have to travel horses. So what if the mission structure is laid out poorly? That doesn't impact the online. The online is gonna have its own little things, whatever. In fact, I would imagine when it comes to online, they'll probably fix the controls. I don't know. They'll put focus on that. They'll do whatever they can to make sure that the online is right. So in my opinion, we're losing Rockstar to games as a service, microtransaction shit. In the single player, yeah, the technical design world, that's always going to be on point. Always. That's one thing I'm not worried about Rockstar. The technical design of the open world will be on point. Because coincidentally, that is also an integral part to their online strategy. So that will never falter. But the single player aspects, the challenge, the difficulty, the fun, whatever. It's all about the online multiplayer. It is what it is. And I think Rockstar, how can I put it? I think Rockstar they're not going to evolve and improve the single player aspect of their games. What they're going to do is they're going to improve and evolve the technical side, which will benefit the single player to somewhat extent. But that's because it's tied to the online. So we're losing Rockstar to the online side. That's just my down. And because of that, I will never pre-order a Rockstar game again. That's not happening. I probably won't even pay full price. I will wait, see the reviews, see walkthroughs, playthroughs, and all that stuff. But chances are, I don't have faith in Rockstar as a day one pre-order dev. They're off my list as devs that I can have blind faith and trust and be like, boom, take my money. Rockstar's off the list. But that's just my opinion. That's just me. Let me know what you think about my review. Hit up the comment section. Give me your opinion of your game and stuff. Do you agree with some of my views? Do you disagree with some of my views? This is your boy Puertorock77. If you're new to the channel, don't forget to subscribe. And everybody else, hit that like button, all right? And I appreciate it. Stay tuned for more videos, all right? But anyway, you guys take care. Peace.